Okay, everyone. My name is Zhang Tiancheng, and now I'm going to introduce the background of PayPal. So, who found the PayPal? To talk about that, I want to introduce three persons. One is Max Leverage and Peter Thiel, and they are the founders of Confinity, which they found the Confinity in the December 1998, and Elon Musk was the founder of X.com and founded it at October 1999. And then in March 2000, the Confinity merged the X.com and changed its name into PayPal. And so, what is PayPal and what is its business model? And PayPal is an online payment system which deals with the problem, the trust problem among buyers and the sellers and the platforms. We believe that the trust problem is very important on online shoppings. So we think that PayPal in this area has very potential. So where is its headquarters? It is same as eBay, which is located in San Jose in California, and which is also the financial center of Silicon Valley. Next page. So I'm going to talk about how PayPal was established and its history. And in 1998, which is the beginning of the dot-com bubble, and in that time, everyone flocked to Silicon Valley and hoped to become billionaires by setting up the company, which is related to technology and related to the internet. And the Confinity is one of them. So they invent a service which was called PayPal in that time. Please remember that PayPal in 1998 is not a company. It is just a service which provided by Confinity. And so why is PayPal that? They create a platform that can provide a universal way of making payments to anyone globally, and just simply via email and a credit card to transfer money worldwide. And surprisingly, they only used 3 months after they released to receive 12,000 active users, which is their first victory. And 2 and 3 years later, in the March 2000, the Confinity merged with X.com, which is another payment startup and founded by Elon Musk. And in that time, is the peak of the dot-com crisis. However, they weathered the dot-com crisis, and surprisingly, they achieved 12,800,000 active users. So this achievement gives them the confidence to IPO in February 2002, and undoubtedly they got a very good records. The first day of their IPO is soaring 50% above their target price. So after those victories, PayPal has become the superstar in the internet payment industries. Next page. So let's talk about the PayPal SWOT analysis in that time. the time before it was being acquired. And the first thing is that the the founders of PayPal was called PayPal Mafia in that time because they are very enthusiastic and they are technical geek, which is very loved and indulgent in inventing some technologies about internet. Besides that, they have the very liberal mindset of company governance. And the second one is they have huge user base with 12 million and 800,000 active users before being acquired. And we think that it can be attributed to its successful promotion strategies by provide their new users very high amount of subsidies. So we think that is very successful in that time. And third one is it is hot tomorrow star in silicons. We think that is very important because it increases its leverage of pricing with customers, consumers, and they have leverage of fundraising. So that's why they can have a very good records on their first day of IPO. And the next, I'm going to talk about the weakness. And the first is newborn. It is a newborn company. Because it's a newborn company, so it may lack of capital and the compliance teams and another administrative units. And besides that, we think that the PayPal mafia was too extremely have extremely pioneering spirits. But we also think that may be a strength and maybe can be a weakness. And the second one is ongoing actions and the patent infringements, which bothers PayPal a lot in that time and cost PayPal a lot. Next page. And the external factor we divided into opportunities and then threats. First of all, in that time, first we're going to talk about the opportunity. And we think in that time is the internet industry is starting to blooming. So we think that consumers' concept of dealing with cash flow is changing rapidly, and which is very benefits to the startup company like PayPal. And the second one is synergistic effect is possible because PayPal is a startup company and located in Silicon. They have very liberal mindset. So we think that they can have very top-notch workforce and to appeal to a lot of venture capitals, which can provide them very creative technology ideas. And about the threats, the first one is the law of patent is very ambiguous in that time. We think that it may be a very potential threat for PayPal, the startup company like PayPal. And the second one is horrible macroeconomic situations, because in that time, the America is suffered from dot-com crisis and the 9/11 attack, which caused the uncertainty of future financial markets in America, especially in tech company, not to mention the startup company like PayPal. Next page. So to conclude, the eBay and the PayPal in that time? We can figure out several motives of acquisition for both parties in that time. First one is minimizing joint operating costs. For eBay, eBay can improve their payment tunnel with low cost, just simply buy out the PayPal. And the PayPal have the mature uh, payment tunnel. Yes. And for PayPal, because PayPal was suffering from the several lawsuit case and patent infringement, so we think that eBay have a very well-founded compliance and administration teams which can give PayPal a very big hand. And the second one is they have brightened the prospects. They have the brightening prospects. For eBay, it can expand its market globally via improving its payment accessibilities by buy out the PayPal. And for PayPal, it can reach the economics of scales. And we think that economies of scale is very, very important to to PayPal because we discovered that the payment platform, payment tunnel, this industry has a very obvious characteristic is that they usually have very low margins. So they very need economies of scales to increase their income. And the last one is an acquisition, not merge. It's very important to know that the difference between acquisition and a merge, because that eBay is acquired PayPal, so the PayPal is still exists after the deal. So the PayPal is still exists, so it allows it to expand. So for example, during the 2002 and to 2015, it acquired Zoom and Braintree and the Paydiant and etc., which allows PayPal to expand and growth. And my part is the end. Thanks for listening.